called the Ancient Mystic Oriental Masonry. Its teachings, rules, laws, present usages, which govern the order of the present day. Alright, so in this book, just wanted to show a couple of things here to correlate what we've been learning about the true old world. So it says, we are not indebted to either ancient Egypt for either religion or masonry, but to America. But it says, we are not indebted to either ancient Egypt for either religion or masonry, but to America. It is a fact that at Memphis, Egypt, in the pyramids, under the guidance of the kings of the mystic rites of masonry, were worked many thousands of years ago, but at that time Egypt and the continent of America were one and the same. It says, in America, rediscovered in the 15th century and repopulated in the 17th, was recovered Egypt and the Promised Land. Alright? Egypt and the Promised Land. The Promised Land, right? Called Atlantis, the Antediluvian World by Ignatius Donnelly. This was from New York, Harper & Brothers, Franklin Square in 1882. That Atlantis was the region where man first rose from a state of barbarism to civilization. Also, point 4, he says that it became in the course of ages a populous and mighty nation, from whose overflowing the shores of the Gulf of Mexico, the Mississippi River, the Amazon, the Pacific coast of South America, all the way to the Pacific coast of South America. What's there? Peru, right? The Mediterranean, the west coast of Europe and Africa, the Baltic, the Black Sea, and the Caspian were populated by civilized nations. Point 8, that the oldest colony formed by the Atlanteans was probably in Egypt, whose civilization was a reproduction of that of the Atlantic islands, that the implements of the Bronze Age of Europe were derived from Atlantis. And if you know about the Michigan mines, you'll see that a lot of the Bronze Age metal that the Greeks and Romans used was coming from America, being mined up there. Search that. Alright, and it continues, says the Atlanteans were also the first manufacturers of iron. Point 10, that the Phoenician alphabet, parent of all European alphabets, was derived from an Atlantis alphabet, which was also conveyed from Atlantis to the Mayas of Central America. Those parts of America over which it ruled were, as we will show thereafter, Central America, Peru, and the valley of the Mississippi, occupied by the Mound Builders. Alright? Moreover, he tells us that this vast power was gathered into one, that is to say, from Egypt to Peru, it was one consolidated empire.